the Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience. Sunday, live, injury update, rankings update, spread picks, maybe some props, some DraftKings plays. Plus, at 10:30, we'll be getting to all of your viewer questions. We won't actually get to all of them because there's too many. And we can't be doing the show for like 5 hours. You know, we got stuff to do. We got lineups to play and tinker with and lose money with and bets to make that we'll definitely lose on a Sunday morning. But since you're here, I do want to let everyone know if you smash the like button for the video, leave your DraftKings handle in the comment section, not the live chat, the comment section, and tell me who is going to be the slate breaker for Week 5. You'll be in a draw for 20 DK bucks. Winners announced tomorrow, Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, live on the DraftKings YouTube channel on the Waiver Wire show and the recap for the week. Also, if you just want to listen to this on demand after the fact, it will be available at 10:35 a.m. Eastern Time, like every single Sunday, on your iTunes feed, on your Spotify feed, wherever you download your podcast. You will find the Pat Mayo Experience. If you leave a 5-star review, DraftKings handle, and something nice about the show, you too will be in a draw for 20 DK bucks. Garion Thorne on the news desk is here.
I am.
That's your job. You're news desk guy.
I'm news desk guy for a show that airs before the news breaks.
We have,
Best job.
We have some news.
Sure, we do have some news.
And then news trickles out throughout the morning.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll get some stuff like this guy may not play. Then we have to wait for inactives anyway. Let's go. 5 quick questions, me and you right away, all right?
Okay.
Is Eifert going to produce?
Ooh. Can we block him already?
We can't block him already.
Can't ban?
We're not at the part where we do the bans yet. If people are asking questions in the chat, feel free to discuss it amongst yourselves until we get to the actual time where we solicit questions. And then if you ask, if you start responding to other people's questions or re-asking your question, you're going to be banned for life. This guy says, is it time to start drinking yet? Yes is the answer to that. Would you trade Mike Evans for DeAndre Hopkins? No would be my answer.
I would also say no.
You would also say no? You got to say it into the mic and louder.
No.
Auden Tate or Philip Dorsett?
I
like Dorsett.
I'm going to go Dorsett.
I'm going to go Dorsett as well.
Just stick with the better offense.
Niners D or Chargers D? Take Niners D. See a lot of running in that Broncos game.
I would agree.
I don't mind it, but
yeah,
I actually actively like the 49ers.
It's going to be a lot of
defense.
short passes and runs.
Curtis Samuel or Dorsett? I like Curtis Samuel in this game.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel.
Jalen Samuels or Matt Breida?
There, I would probably go Jalen Samuels.
I will play Breida.
Okay.
All right. Those are the 5 quick questions to start off the show. Now we have to introduce the third member of the team because the coin is on vacation and doesn't really have a whole lot to contribute to the Sunday morning show. But it is Tim Undergust.
Tim Undergust.
It's not my name.
Heard it was.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. People say
No,
that.
you didn't.
People
No, they
say
don't.
that. People tell me all the time, definitely your name. And these are great people, Tim. Very
That's the
great
level-
people. The best
that's-
people.
That's the level of what you're hearing. Exactly. Things you hear in your own head. They're making up. Exactly.
No, people
Really.
say it. Everyone tells me it's the best name.
You don't know what you're talking about.
All right, let's talk about some injuries. So likely in at running back, I got Marlon Mack, Justin Jackson, Devin Singletary, who's a game-time call. Looks like James Conner is going to play. Damian Williams is going to play. Tevin Coleman, I have as likely out. He might end up playing, but that's Monday night, and I don't think that you're playing Tevin Coleman anyway.
No, it would just more impact the
I think
Breidas of the world.
I don't even think it would impact Matt Breida as in this week. I think it would impact like Jeff Wilson.
I mean, I think it would impact them all.
Or Colonel Mostert.
I think Jeff Wilson would probably lose his job.
Yeah.
But I still think it would impact the overall volume of someone like Breida.
Jamal Williams got a case of the dizzies. He's not officially inactive yet, but he's likely not going to play since they promoted Dexter Williams. And then Rex Burkhead and Saquon Barkley are both out. No Sex Rex this week. Does that do it?
Too sexy the last 2 weeks.
Does that mean you want to play Sony Michel? Because this is...
I mean, this is the game script, although we've said that about literally every game he's played this year. We're at the point where Michel would almost have to score twice.
Yeah, well, he's in Adrian Peterson territory, where one touchdown's not even cutting it at this point.
At least
'Cause he does
the last
nothing
couple
else.
seasons has caught like 2 passes sometimes. He's just never involved in the passing game. Yeah, you really do, especially if you're looking to play him in like a GPP. You need him to score 2 touchdowns. There's no other way.
I would almost pray, and I'd rather prefer to play James White. He's cheaper.
Yep.
And just hope somehow he scores a touchdown, and then his like 7 catches will add up.
But even last week, like I guess it could be a product of how good the cornerbacks on the Bills are, but Brady completed like 10 passes in the first half, and 7 were to James White. Like, James White's just going to be part of this offense, as Tim will tell you.
Yeah, no, Tim. On this game, I feel like you have a pretty good idea of what the Patriots are up to, and somehow in the backfield, you're like the one person on earth who knows how to do this. James White week, right?
I think so. Yes. Anytime Burkhead's out and it's a game where it's going to be low, or sorry, that they should win comfortably, anticipate a ton of little dump offs because the Patriots like doing that in lieu of running quite frequently. So even though, I mean, I don't think the Patriots cover by a ton. I think it's probably like a 20-point game, a 21-point game. I expect it that Brady and the boys will have to play well into the third quarter before it's wrapped up, maybe into the fourth. So yeah, I like White quite a bit this week, and I'm pretty ice cold on Michelle.
Is it an Adrian Peterson week or not an Adrian Peterson week?
It is indeed.
Huh. Okay.
You have Garion confused.
I don't know why. Garion never believes me when I say this, and then he scores a touchdown, and then Garion says, "I still don't believe."
Pat is very
as
giving.
resident-
He is very, very giving.
I'm a generous man.
In his acceptance of what is and what isn't an AP week.
If he
We have given you
scores,
credit.
it's week.
No. We just had this conversation about
but if
someone
you're
who is
playing
just
like me,
young
like-
AP.
Yeah, but if you're playing in like a double up league, you're just looking for your flex guy to score a touchdown. So
Not if he's only going to give you 9 points.
I will take that for my flex when I'm spending very little money on because I want to go spend money elsewhere this week.
All right, so we'll get into Tim's DraftKings strategy a little bit later on in the show. Now that he's discovered double ups, he is the double up master.
Yep.
I have so many double ups this week.
One quote, some of his double ups last week.
I did. Well, I played Chris Godwin in many of them.
That would work out quite well. You did well in our contest too. You came second.
I did because Rams D, even though they gave up 55 points, scored an interception touchdown in the fourth quarter, and that was enough to give me second place.
Yeah, sometimes it just works out that way. Wide receiver injuries we're looking at. Prison Mike Williams appears like he shall return against Denver for the Chargers. T.Y. Hilton's likely going to play in the Sunday night game. Oh, Tim's buddy, Demaryius Thomas. Can't stop him. Looks like he's going to play. Rashard Higgins will be back. Michael Gallup's playing. Jarvis Landry pass concussion protocol. Tyrell Williams appears like he is not going to play in the London game.
Which is surprising. I didn't think he'd go to London and then not play. Figured they'd either keep him home or not go.
He is not officially inactive as of yet because the inactives have not come out, but he's trending towards not playing. Stefan Diggs appears like he will play. For Tyrell Williams, that means we have a whole lot of Insta Raiders because J.J. Nelson's out as well. That leaves Hunter Renfrow.
Yep.
That Davis guy, Trevor Davis from last week, who scored the end-around touchdown. C. Doss Run is back.
See, that's the thing. This might be the one season. I guess we had an Insta Raider last week, but
we had 2.
It seems
We had
like
the,
it's
we
hard.
had the island of Dr. Moreau last week.
Shouldn't this be
That's
the
how I
one
knew I was
season
done for.
where it was hard to find an Insta Raider because we all watched Hard Knocks?
No.
Yeah.
What you have to understand about Insta
They
Raiders
still
is
just
that they
produce 'em.
always-
Yeah, who's going to be the random dude this week? I don't even know, like, if we start looking at their roster, not that this is like, are you playing any of these guys in fantasy?
No.
No.
I'm playing some Raiders this week in fantasy.
Like, the only Raider I can think that you should play would be Waller.
I'm playing Waller in the Raiders defense.
Raiders defense?
Against Chase Daniel, yes. In London, I like it quite a bit. I see turnovers. I see short fields. I think the Raiders defense is going to be at $2,700. I think that's a quality defense in this spot, and I can save the money there too.
But they're not even like a cheap D this week.
Yeah, it's a bad quarterback, but we talk about this all the time. I just don't see there's a lot of turnover potential there.
Just a lot of running.
Just a lot of running, and a lot of dump down passes.
Yeah,
from
short
Chase Daniel.
passes and running. Oh, man. Guess who's back on the roster for the Raiders?
Oh, God.
8-man.
Oh!
Marcel 8-man.
Well, there you go.
Keelan Doss.
Whatever happened to their receiver that you and I both liked a lot? And he went away. I think he went to the Chiefs or something and he got hurt.
Okay.
What's his name? I can't remember his name. I'll have to look him up. I used to follow him on Twitter.
Did he go to Notre Dame or something?
Never slide in your munchies?
No. Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, I think if you're going to pay down at defense, like the Steelers' defense is mispriced this week. I don't think they're like objectively a great play, but they're only $2,100.
They're a good defense.
Yeah, they're a good enough defense, and Lamar is prone to taking sacks because he runs so much. Like you just tackle him behind the line of scrimmage, free sack.
Yeah, and he's also someone who likes to force the issue with the football. Like there is the potential again for turnovers.
Also, I just think that the Cardinals or Bengals defense, just pick your poison with one of those two.
Yeah,
like
I agree there. I would take the Bengals, but I like that.
The Bengals are cheaper. They're only $2,500, and the Panthers are only $2,600.
I mean, both those offensive lines
are brutal,
awful.
They're both inside the bottom 3 of adjusted sack.
I bet I can guess the other team.
Who?
Probably the Dolphins.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah,
I'm not looking at it. I just remember I committed that to memory earlier this week.
Pretty much, I've. You don't even really need to use the shorthand anymore of they are the second worst in the NFL at something, because you know who the worst in the NFL is.
Yes. So the other guys that are likely to be out, Christian Kirk, Kenny Stills, Brashad Perriman, Demir Bird, Travis Benjamin, still not sure you're not playing Travis Benjamin anyway. Really hurt your Jeremy Davis shares if you were playing 4th string Chargers wide receivers. Terry McLaurin, a true game time decision here.
I believe he was trending towards playing.
How about just don't play him this week?
That would be smart, and I will say that they probably chose correctly in playing Colt McCoy this week, but not always the brightest management group and coaching staff.
What?
Yeah.
I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah.
Guys that have officially been ruled out: Devontae Adams, Dontrell Inman, John Ross, Taylor Gabriel, the Sledgehammer, Tyreek Hill, Deshaun Jackson, Paris Gamble, and AJ Green. Do you have a preference between Geronimo and MVS?
I think it's just MVS.
I think it's MVS as well. I think they're both playable.
Sure.
But lack upside.
He's the one who's been playing. I think he's second on the team in every possible category that Devontae Adams doesn't lead. It's actually interesting. They have only 2 wide receivers this season who have more than 100 air yards. And it's Adams, obviously, and then it's MVS.
Yeah,
both are over 400, and no one else is over 100.
Yeah, it's very predictable with the Packers. That's one problem with the Packers offense is that it's entirely predictable at this point, that if they're going to take a deep shot, it's going to be to MVS. If they're going to dink and dunk on like less than 10-yard passes, it's going to be Allison and Jimmy Graham. And maybe Mercedes Lewis.
Rod Streeter. That's the receiver I was thinking of.
Rod
How
Streeter.
long ago had Rod
God.
Streeter played for the Raiders? Like 5 years ago?
I'm looking at now, 2015. Wow, that's longer than I thought it was. We all sort of liked him, though.
He's been on the Jets since then.
No. He's been a Chief, a Niner. He was most recently around last year.
What was the other one here that I wanted to talk about? Auden Tate? We're in?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you in at 25% DraftKings ownership?
I can get behind that.
It's a lot. Would you rather play a chalky Auden Tate or a chalky Tyler Eifert? I'd rather play Tate. I'd rather play Tate. I mean, here's the problem with Eifert, is that he falls into the Adrian Peterson category a little bit. That he might score a touchdown against the Cardinals, but he could have 1 catch for 5 yards and a touchdown. Or CJ Uzma could steal his touchdown, and then you're all fucked.
It's true. Look, I don't. We had a conversation about this before the show, and maybe you can't figure out if it's going to be Willis or if it's going to be Erickson. But with the way they utilize that Rams style 11 personnel, there's going to be a receiver who costs $2,000 who plays 80%. $3,000, excuse me. Who plays 80% of the snaps this week?
I think it's going to be Alex Erickson.
Okay.
He's only $3,000. I mean, I'm not playing him, but if you did want someone cheap to get in there, he is someone. I just rather play Tate. He's $3,500.
No, because you know Tate's going to be the one on the field.
Paris Gamble is not playing in the Sunday night game. T.Y. Hilton's banged up. Marlon Mack is banged up. Zach Pascal, first touchdown. 20-1.
20-1. Wow.
The problem is that the Chiefs,
they have to win the coin toss.
Yeah, the Chiefs are on the other side, so you could probably find like Colts first touchdown. I haven't been able to locate that prop yet, but I bet you it's like 6-1, 7-1.
Yeah, seems about right.
So if they score a touchdown, Zach Pascal they do use in the red zone. Anyway, that's my take on it. Josh Allen starting for the Bills. He's back.
Hooray!
Newton, Breeze, Mitch, and Darnold are out because Darnold's too afraid to die. He wants to live, Tim.
Yeah, that's a quote I definitely wanted to be reading. A week before.
Well,
Thanks.
Seems sensible. Glad to know your quarterback is a sensible person who wants to be alive.
Yeah, like the idea that they were even going to. A lot of people in New York have to be fired.
What's the difference?
any snaps in practice this week was ludicrous. When there was a 0% chance he was going to take the field, Falk had to have 100% of the snaps. It's just such mismanagement from a team that has so much talent, and despite some bad luck with a transcendent quarterback being sick, they still have a lot of great players around them. And this, it's just so frustrating. People need to go.
You know what the difference between Sam Darnold and the Jets fan is?
What's that?
One of them wants to live.
At tight end, Vance McDonald. Do we have any word on him? I assumed he was going to play, but I still have no evidence of that.
I haven't heard definitive word or seen definitive word, but I know he was trending towards playing.
Jordan Reed, Vernon Davis, and Tyler Kroft are all out. Ben Watson will not be active today for the Patriots. So down Jordan Reed.
Edelman will apparently play today, which not shocking, but that is definitive news we have. Well, he's questionable.
Okay, well, Jordan Reed, Vernon Davis, both out. Do you know who that leaves?
Sprinkle.
The Sprinkler. I played the Sprinkler in 2 lineups. He's $2,500.
Okay.
They were all part of that, like a game. Like I'm playing a ton of Brady this week.
Yeah.
And I'm playing
just
a ton of
bringing it back with
just bringing it back with the Sprinkler.
Sprinkle. Okay.
Well, that way I can get like Cook and McCaffrey into my lineups if I just use this
nice.
loser.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the one. Like if we're talking about Eifert at 3,500. I would play Eifert if I could have the extra $1,000 to go with it. But with Sprinkler, if he gets the one catch for 9 yards and a touchdown at $2,500, then it's a little bit better.
Sure. And it's going to be at an incredibly low ownership number. I don't think a lot of people are going to have the guts to play a lot of Jeremy Sprinkle, but
as they probably shouldn't.
Look, he gets targets even when Vernon Davis is healthy, so it's not like he's not going to be on the field. Seems like Sprinkle scores a touchdown at least once every
few weeks,
7 to 8 weeks.
What do you think his first touchdown prop is in that game? Should we be playing that?
25 to 1.
It's got to be more than that. The 25 to 1 is like an unfair number. Sprinkle. I don't even think he's on. No, Jared. It's 25 to 1. That is not. That's
exactly what I said.
You said 20 to 1, didn't you?
I said 25 to 1.
Not a fair prop.
Okay.
Not in on that.
How dare you have projected that correctly, Garion?
No, I don't think that's.
Not quite
want,
enough.
I would want it like 50 to 1 if I was going to play it. Let's talk Super 7 for a second. Or 7, we play in the Super 7 pool. Spread picks. You got to pick 7 games a week. Tim, who'd you pick this week?
I am going with. Sorry, just one moment.
All right, I'll give my picks then. I'm taking, and these lines don't adjust as the week goes along, so you can lock them in at different prices than they currently are. Jacksonville, I have at plus 3.5. That spread is now 3. I have Atlanta plus 5. That spread is 4. Buffalo plus 3. That spread is 3. Philadelphia minus 13.5. I think it's 15 now.
I still see it at 14. But
you see it at 14?
I think I have seen it at 15 in some places.
Chicago minus 5.5. That's my lock in the Super 7. New England minus 15.5 because
I agree with this pick.
What, New England?
It just that line should be 5 points higher.
The Chicago game?
No, the New England game.
Yeah, it should be 21.
I did not understand why it opened at 14 when it did.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand why.
Because the Patriots looked absolutely god awful last
against
week.
Against a very, very good defense.
I know, but I'm just saying the public saw the Patriots look bad last week.
I'm just saying in terms of public perception, there is now a lot more interest in Week 6 game between the Redskins and the Dolphins than I thought there would be at the start of the season.
What's the spread in that game?
Where's the game?
I think there's been a lot of variance in the books. Now, obviously,
where's the game?
The game is in Washington, I believe.
Redskins by 2.5.
It's probably Redskins by 3.5.
But these are lines 2 weeks out with the Redskins having issues about who they're even starting at quarterback. But some books had it at 6.5 for Washington. Some had it as a pick'em. So there's clearly a lot of debate as to what exactly is going on here. Okay.
Speak into the mic.
I'm trying.
Pull it up close. Take it off the thing and just speak right into it.
Okay.
Like The Rock.
Yeah, but look, I think that we saw that line in New England-Miami, a game in Miami, get up to 20.5 points by kickoff. The fact that this is still 16.5 seems strange.
I bet it at 14.5 on Monday. We rarely talk about betting spreads on the Monday show, but it's like this number's going to go up.
Yeah.
So if you like the Patriots, bet it now. And I can't even make a case. Like, I'm not saying that Washington can't cover this game. Obviously, they can.
Sure. We saw the Jets score two very strange touchdowns.
Like, it has to be something stupid like that. But you're not even getting that many points to do that this week. Like, the only reason the Jets covered that stupid spread
21,
was because, it was. I think it ended up being like 22 and a half or something. And they had to score two ridiculous special
You only
teams
get to cover
touchdowns.
this week if Brady plays the way he played last week. That's the only way you get
Probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I
No,
would.
he's probably not going to look like a decrepit, desiccated person 2 weeks in a row.
And then I have Denver plus 6.5 is my last one. That's down to 5.5. Yet all the money's on the Chargers. That is just severe reverse line movement.
Yeah. No, I think not that the Broncos have looked good, but
They just haven't looked-
they've looked better than I think people are just immediately grouping them in with the Redskins and the Dolphins, and that's not the case. They're a far more functional team than those two.
Yeah, they don't look bad. Losing Bradley Chubb obviously hurts, but like their defense is okay. They run the ball really well. The Chargers can't stop the run. Like one of the teases I made this week, because remember on last week's show I talked about, hey, tease the Bills up and tease the under up and just bet that.
Yeah.
That ended up being the move, or you could have just not teased it
Parlayed
and parlayed it and won anyway. But still, you like to give yourself a bit of
whatever.
peace of mind. I'm doing it with the Bills again this week. I'm teasing the Bills up to +9, and I'm teasing the under up to 45.5.
Yeah, the Titans are one of my Super 7 picks. I'll have the Titans this week.
I love the Bill. I like the Bills' money line this week.
I have the Panthers, which I adore, the Giants, the Titans, the Patriots, Packers, which is my super lock, 49ers, and Steelers. That's where I'm going this week.
Oh, we're on the opposite side of a lot of these.
Yeah, and I feel very strongly about particularly the home dogs. Like the Giants are probably going to win today. I think they're the better team on the field. I don't think Cook does much today. I don't think the Vikings get over 14 points. I think this is sort of a 21-14 win for the Giants. And then they have a short week next week going home. I think they go to Foxborough next week, where that line is going to be far too short, and the Patriots will be the play. Like the Patriots just barely get it done today, but aren't super impressive. And I think with the Giants winning again, I think like that game will, like I said, I think that line will be way too short.
I objectively like Minnesota to cover in that game, but put it this way, it wasn't one of my 7 favorite spreads of the week.
No.
I'm with Tim. The game kind of terrifies me, but it also seems like a game where, yes, the Giants have looked good 2 consecutive weeks with Daniel Jones. I mean, last week he played the Redskins, whatever. Yeah, you're supposed to win that game by a bunch, and they basically took the Bucs off guard in week 3 with Daniel Jones, just his mobility. Tampa Bay was not prepared for that. This week, like, you're playing a real defense against a team that can definitely run the ball. You're still without Saquon Berkeley. I can see this being like a 17-10 type game for Minnesota. Like, I don't know how much they actually have to do to not only win but cover this number.
I would say money line, I wouldn't trust this game enough to even touch it in a survivor pool, but I think the Vikings will win this game. But when it comes down to covering, I'm trying to remember the exact
I would not
stat.
use them in survivor, put it that
No,
way.
no.
I feel not great enough about them.
Well, I mean,
you
it
give
was
me the team with the better quarterback and points at home. I'll take it.
It was it's a Warren Sharp stat. I can't remember the exact stat, but
But you'll make one up.
no. But the gist of it is that the Vikings have just been absolutely awful when having to play outdoors the last 2 seasons.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but they've been awful.
terrible.
They've been I think
Against above, I know teams above 500,
Yeah.
but in general though,
yes, not great.
not great on the road outdoors.
That probably though adheres to the Lions and to the Saints and to the Falcons.
The Lions play indoors, so it can't apply to them.
No, when they play on the road, when they play outdoors, the Vikings are an
He's
indoor
saying
team.
a concept that would
Yeah,
go
like
with the
all
Lions
domes
and go
going on
with
the
the
road
Saints.
probably have pretty reasonably bad records when they go on the road, I would imagine.
Potentially, but it also could be due to the fact they play the Packers and Bears outside every year.
Sure, that could be.
And those teams, I mean, Chicago wasn't good 2 years ago. They were good last year.
Yep.
But yes, no, they do look like they just look like a bad offense right now. Do you think
They're
Thielen?
a bad team. They're a great defense and bad offense.
Do you think Thielen and Diggs complaining will get them the ball?
See, that's the problem is I can't
They
remember a
both complain.
situation where we've seen both receivers complain, so I don't know who's the squeaky wheel.
Thielen didn't complain. Thielen openly mocked his quarterback in public
Yeah,
in the
and
press.
then Stephon Diggs did not show up to practice.
Like,
and
I'm actually shocked that they haven't been severely reprimanded.
What are they going to do?
Like,
Sit them?
if I were the head coach, this would be their one warning. You say another word about your QB like that, you will not play in the next game.
So what's
your
their-
your severe warning or your severe punishment is a warning?
Well, you find them and you say
stern
another
warning.
You find them, and if you say another thing like that, I'm sorry, dissension in the ranks is not acceptable. You will be benched.
I have the Pats prop 4-pack. I think I gave out 11 props last week when all was said and done. And I had a bad, I went 6-5 in props, so I lost the vig to the house. It was like a break-even week here. I'm back and ready to win, though. I have 4 good ones. I have 2 more that I like, and then I added 2 more on for an 8-prop parlay. You ready for this?
Let's go.
The 4 I like. Philip Dorsett, over 3.5 catches. Cole Beasley, the Bees, at plus money, over 4.5 catches.
Just keep going back to that well.
It's cash every week besides one. Josh Allen is back, and if there's a place to exploit the Titans in the passing game, the slot. Like, Cole Beasley doesn't need, like, extra incentive or a good matchup to get over 4.5. Put those things together, all of a sudden, and I think Josh Allen might be running less this week. Maybe a few more passing attempts.
Sat him down.
Yeah, just
tried to keep his eyes forward for a second.
Listen, Josh, we need you to focus here. I know you can only do it like 3 seconds at a time at this point. You got a case of the dizzies. Just throw it at Beasley. He'll be like 3 yards away from you. Alexander Madison. I thought this one was weird, and maybe it's a trap, but under 7.5 carries. 7.5 carries.
A lot of carries.
It's a lot of carries for a backup running back, and especially because Tim has mentioned he thinks the Giants win this game. The only way that Madison gets, there's 2 ways Madison gets to the over in this prop. One, Dalvin Cook gets hurt. Not out of the realm of possibility. He does that sort of stuff. Or the Vikings just get up by like 25 points.
Yeah, what if Cook is so frustrated at Cousins' play that he just sits on the field, takes off his shoe and his sock?
The last part of this, Royce Freeman over 9.5 carries.
That's interesting.
That seems low, doesn't it?
He
plays more snaps than Phillip Lindsay at the moment. He had more catches last week. That was a product of game flow and just him being on the field. But like I mentioned, the Chargers reek against the run. Like, if the Broncos want to keep this close and it's less than a touchdown spread, they're going to have to run the ball. So I can see, like, Lindsay's rushing prop is like over 15.5. And they'll probably end up with the same amount of carries.
It seems to happen most weeks.
So those are the 4. You parlay those 4. You play them all individually, which I did. Parlay them all together, 11-1. Not terrible. So then, adding on 2 more solo plays, DJ Moore under 59.5 yards. He has not been great with Kyle Allen so far, and I know Ramsey's not playing, right?
No, he's not playing.
So
No,
Ramsey,
he's got a back issue.
These are 2 teams you can run on, actually. You can run on the Jags, you can run on the Panthers, and I expect to see that in this game. So it just avoid one really big play from DJ Moore, and he's probably not getting to the over this. Curtis Samuel has been the preferred target.
Yeah, and look,
Or McCaffrey.
it also cuts out, I don't want to say a major aspect of Moore's game, but he's liable to get 2 to 3 carries. It doesn't count against him.
Doesn't count against that, yeah. So the other one along with that, as the part of the second parlay, along with the first 4, Alvin Kamara under 66.5 rushing yards.
I like the under on that for sure.
They're going to try to run. The Bucs don't allow rushing yards, so they'll just pass to Kamara. It's almost sort of the same thing, where if you think Moore can get yards in the rushing game, you know that Kamara is going to pile up a ton of yardage in the receiving game, which doesn't account for this prop.
Yeah. Now the Bucs second fewest adjusted line yards. They're fantastic against the run.
I really should have taken a part of that game in my lineup here.
We'll
I
get
was
to that in a
already
second.
tinkering.
So if you add those 2 props to the first parlay, it's now 40-1, or 39.5-1, sorry. And then I have 2 more as just parlay boosters if you want to play one super long shot to get it up to 134-1, which, come on, Gary, 134-1.
Can't say no.
How can you lose? Allen Robinson over 4.5 catches.
Okay.
Joe Mixon under 70.5 rushing yards. And the reason
I don't like that last one.
The Cardinals stack the box more than any other team in football. They basically put 8 men in the box on like 60% of plays. Hence why you can pass all over them.
Well, that and they don't have an NFL caliber cornerback.
They also
a lot of reasons.
Yeah, you can do that, but you think they would give them extra help in the secondary?
No,
they don't do
no,
that.
no.
They're just like, you know what? We'll just go into a shootout here. Not a big deal.
Am I crazy for really, really, really liking the Bengals this week? Like, I really want to put their money.
I mean,
on
there's
them.
I like the Bengals too.
Yeah,
I
like they're
really
2
like
bad teams, but I think one is particularly worse than the other.
I think you just play the over in that game. If you
I agree, and it keeps falling.
Oh, really? What is the over under in that game?
46.5 now.
You serious?
Yeah.
46.5. I do like that.
Look, I can understand. I guess the thought process would be that because both offensive lines are so terrible, you just keep getting negative plays and it keeps halting
Yeah,
drives.
that can help the defense in
Yeah.
turnovers. Short field.
Short fields, turnovers. We just need one of these 2 teams to score 30, which is probably going to happen, and the other one to score 2 touchdowns. It's fine.
Although these teams love kicking field goals.
That is true. Kingsbury's never seen a field goal he didn't like.
Total kicking points. You can get Zane Gonzalez over 7.5, or Randy Bullock over 7.5. Randy Bullock over 7.5, just total points.
I feel like the day I play a kicking prop is the day I probably have to
You've
sort some stuff out.
You've turned into Morency at
Yeah,
that point?
a little bit.
But he only plays longest field goal props.
Best
And
prop.
that's all he plays. And it's crazy how often that hits.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it doesn't hit as often as
Honestly,
you probably
every
think it does.
primetime game I watch now, the first field goal, I'm paying attention to how long it is because I know he's got a piece of it.
Just random questions about the week that I think the people will have. What do you do with Damian Williams?
I think you have to play him.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think we're just in a place where...
Would you play
your
Shady or
health-
Williams? I play Shady.
Oh, I'm going to play
Shady,
McCoy.
but it's close.
Would you play David Montgomery or Damian Williams?
I would play Williams.
I'd
I don't
play
think
Williams,
Montgomery
yeah.
does much today. I don't think anyone on that team does much today.
I would play Montgomery in that stance. Would you play Carlos Hyde or Damian Williams?
Williams.
I would play Williams.
Yeah, I would.
All my rankings are in the description of this video and in the podcast and in the comment section if you want to see the list. As I mentioned, I make lists with the players I would play over the other if you're looking for answers about one position. So I would
Why
like
look at the list when I can just send you a message on YouTube saying, who do you like better?
we'll get to that.
Don't mock the people.
Yeah,
Tim.
we'll get to that point a little bit later on. But those are usually flex questions that we end up going with. Like, would you hold out for the banged up Marlon Mack, who does appear like he's going to play, or play Damian Williams?
Mac.
I'd play Mack as well.
Yeah, Mac.
Would you play Melvin Gordon or Damian Williams? I play Melvin Gordon.
I need to see what Gordon does.
I really don't think he's going to be that involved.
I kind of agree, but I'm hedging against the fact that they might just give him goal line carries,
Fair.
which is on the table. Sneaky DraftKings guy, Austin Eckler.
Yes.
Going from most owned guy on the slate to guy no one is playing.
I don't know. I mean, they came out, was it Friday, and said pretty definitively that they weren't going to tax Gordon. And
Yeah, but then that
Eckler
got
was
like
gonna be
debunked 20
hyper-involved.
minutes later and be like, oh, it's a split.
That's fair.
I-
I have a Charger stack in one of my double ups, so I've got him.
I'm always so fascinated by which
well-
games you stack.
Well, let's go to the favorite part of the Sunday morning show, the process with Tim building his DraftKings lineup. So, Tim, now that you've discovered double ups and 50-50s, also, by the way, with the contest that we play privately, the 10-man or 11-man or 12-man, however many people end up in it, those are that's where you should be playing your double up type of lineups, by the way, in small contests like that.
Well, I will say I spend a lot of time thinking about my 12-man lineup and then very little time about the double ups. And I actually have a double stack this week a double mini stack in our 12-man league this week.
All right, let's hear it.
So I'm playing Kyle Allen and McCaffrey together.
Okay.
James Conner's cheap. I'm taking him. Adam Thielen, MVS, Sanders at receiver, Waller at tight end, Ridley at flex, and the Raiders defense.
Calvin Ridley
Yes.
or Jets backup Stephen Ridley?
I don't think he's in the league anymore.
Who was the defense you had?
The Raiders.
Raiders defense. Feel like I'm not doing well if I lose to that team this week.
This is a stacked team. Kyle Allen and
taking a lot of
McCaffrey-
time to figure it out.
McCaffrey and Allen alone could win me the week.
Hey, you laughed at us when we played Kyle Allen like 2 weeks ago.
I know, but I play McCaffrey every week, and every week I've won. It's because I've had McCaffrey in my lineup, and last week was no exception.
Yeah, but by that logic, every week you've lost, it's because you have McCaffrey
Yeah.
in your lineup.
We have
there were several weeks he's not eligible because he's on Thursday or Monday or
we have a question from the audience. Yes, sir. You would like to chime in?
Just wondering if Tim's still buying Nevada tickets and pro lines, or if double ups have officially become the Sunday morning tradition of Tim.
No, they've now they're now a complementary piece to my Sunday morning pro lines.
To your portfolio.
So what I've done this week, I played 15 lineups, and the way that I'm trying to work out like the strategy that I want to go with here. So I've decided to play 3 separate stacks across the 15 lineups, allocating, what did I say? 7 lineups, 8 lineups.
4, 3.
Yeah, 8, 4, and 3. So like 1 main stack and then 2 others I kind of like. So the 3 quarterbacks that I built around and the teams that I built around, Brady on the main one. Who was the second one? Lamar Jackson on the second one, and Carson Wentz on the third one. It just feels like the Eagles are getting no buzz this week because they're all kind of expensive, but not super expensive. And that's been really the big problem with DraftKings this week is, like, I'm with Tim. Like, you got to play McCaffrey. Dalvin Cook is an excellent spot. Zeke is in a really good spot.
Yeah.
And, like, who's the cheapest running back you actually want to play? Like I mentioned, I like Royce Freeman to get more than 9.5 carries. That's not really doing much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing James White as a part of a Patriots stack, but I can't see myself independently getting to James White.
Yeah.
That would make Wayne Gallman, like, the cheapest good running back, and he has a terrible matchup.
Were Singletary not to play, I would have no qualms about starting Gore.
How much is Gore, though?
Gore is 4,700.
Like,
It's getting up there.
yeah, like, that's not super cheap.
It is if he's gonna if he's gonna get 20 carries, which he would in a situation.
I don't know. Like, even last week against the Patriots, TJ Yeldon outsnapped him.
He didn't carry him. And that's all that matters.
Yeah, but if he's not going to be on the field, he can't get the carries.
I know, but I'm
the
just
issue.
saying they're going to feed him in the instances where they intend to run the. I'm just if Singletary weren't to play, I think Gore is certainly a live option.
I mean, I feel like just from answering that first question of the show, I have more faith in Samuels than you do by a long shot, but I really think he's involved in this offense. And I'm not even buying into the gimmick necessarily. It's just that we saw last week Mason Rudolph threw 61% of his passes to Steelers running backs. He's averaging 2.2 air yards per attempt. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. And
In the Philly game, would Bell be a nice contrarian play? Because it doesn't sound like very many people have Le'Veon Bell this week.
they're going to be on the other high-end running backs, probably, yeah.
Yes, I didn't do it. I brought it back with Robbie Anderson.
I like that.
It's the Eagles' defense. Where are they the worst? They are the worst against the pass and the pass deep.
Yeah.
The Eagles are exceptionally good against the run. So if you're playing Bell, you have to hope somehow he can, like, sneak into the end zone twice on, like, a 1-yard carry and catches 10 passes for 10 yards.
Well, he's probably going to catch at least 10 passes.
I mean, that's we kind of thought that last week and it didn't really play out.
The problem is he's still priced up to the point where if you look around him, yeah, he could get 10 catches, and that's awesome. But if he doesn't do anything with those catches and he doesn't score a touchdown, he's still kind of useless versus the guys around him. Like, people expect David Johnson to have a good day. People expect Zeke and Cook and McCaffrey to all have good days. Like, instead of playing Bell, I'd rather pay for Leonard Fournette, who I know is going to do exactly the same thing but has the better matchup.
Yeah.
No, I just was asking as a contrarian play whether Bell would fit that mold. That's all.
I think
the contrarian play this week is Kamara. No one's using Kamara.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I think you do still have to attack, even though it's Luke Falk, even though it's the Jets.
Buck stack in the double up. That would be fun.
You have to attack them in their secondary. I mean, they're starting 2 guys they've signed within the past 10 days. It's nuts.
And, I mean, Tim, you can attest for that, considering you watch every snap of Jets games. Since Colombo took over at quarterback, the only time he throws the ball for positive yardage is, like, he tries to air it out to Robbie Anderson.
Yep.
Now, it's not super successful, but, he could be wide open.
Oh, this is going to be such a disaster.
Yeah, this is not going to be a good game for you.
There's 10 games on, and I'm going to be obliged to watch most of that game.
Sad life.
I mean, you do it with the Dolphins.
Not really.
You're like, we need the Dolphins on the TV in front of me.
You were getting hyped about the Dolphins in the first quarter, 2 quarters of that game on Sunday. Don't you lie to me.
Yeah, like, because you had your free money Josh Rosen prop.
Oh, man.
Is that the worst beat you've ever suffered?
That might be the worst beat I've ever had. He needed, 24 passing yards in the second half?
Yeah, didn't get there.
81-0 in the second half so far this season. It's almost, it's major league style. I think the owner comes down at half. Do they have
we're
within 2 touchdowns. That's too close.
They have a hot stripper owner?
No. Old man.
No, that's not good.
Yeah. Although J-Lo is a part owner.
Really?
She just played a hot stripper in a movie.
That is true.
Well, if it helps you, I think they're going to win this week, and then again a couple more weeks again.
Well, they're not going to lose this week.
Yeah, I mean, they don't play.
That.
So you think they're going to defeat by this week?
No, but they have Washington and then the Jets in the near future. I think they're going to put a couple of wins up.
I don't want them to win. Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Yeah, but they're actively trying to tank, and they're bad at everything, so they probably will win those
They're
games.
pretty good at tanking.
You got to watch it. The Redskins are the ultimate, like, not trying to tank but tanking team. Those are the teams that end up getting the first pick.
Well, the Bengals are doing the same thing. The Bengals aren't trying to lose; they're just losing.
Yeah, but the Bengals don't look like as actively bad as Washington.
They almost beat
Monday
Seattle.
night game was a disaster.
Yeah, that's a game. They still almost went into Seattle and beat Seattle. They almost beat the Bills in Buffalo. Like,
Yeah, they've played
they're
well.
they're not good, so they're going to look terrible half the time, but they're also not as bad, so they'll be like frisky from time to time.
Yeah.
The Skins haven't looked frisky since the first quarter of the first game against the
I would give them
Eagles.
the first half. They scored a touchdown, I think, in the second quarter of that game.
Vernon Davis leapt over the guy.
Best play of the season. Only been downhill since there.
They hung with the Cowboys for a bit too.
A little
Did
bit.
they hang with the Cowboys for a bit?
Yeah,
they were down by like 14 most of that game. Then it got out of control.
It was close at halftime.
What's close? 6 points, was it?
Yeah, 6 points.
Yeah, but Dallas controlled the entire game.
Oh yeah, 100%. I didn't watch a lot of that game. That was when we discovered there was a third extra room on the back of the bar, and
We
they were
could
playing
throw
the
it on
TV
that one.
all the way down there.
That's true. Anything just hot takey wise that you like from this week? Like stuff that people are on that you don't like, people are off that you do like. Because I guess the one I'll throw out to you is because paying for elite running backs this week and every week is really the way to go. Are all of these high-priced receivers just going to, like, are Julio and Hopkins coming in with no ownership?
Yeah, I mean, I think of the two, I am actively looking to get Julio in a lineup or two. It just seems like, and I know the total in that game keeps rising too. I think it's up over 50 at this point. I for the last year and a half, I've had absolutely no faith in the Texans' ability to shut down just
Anyone?
league average quarterbacks. No, they're very good when they get to face awful quarterbacks, which happens more than you would think in the AFC. But when they've had to face any just league average or better offense, they've hemorrhaged yards.
Surprisingly, if you go to fansharesports.com and use the promo code PME, get yourself a discount in looking up all the ownerships across DFS sites. But right now on DraftKings, Matt Ryan and Deshaun Watson project to be the second and third highest owned quarterbacks, which I found surprising.
Yeah. I just think there are better quarterbacks to go with
Who would-
at that price point.
Like I gave you my three that I'm going with. Wentz, Jackson, and Brady as my favorite per price. Who would be like your two favorite quarterbacks?
I have a lot of Brady, and I have a lot of Dalton. I'm okay with Andy Dalton this week.
I liked Andy Dalton as like a streamer in season long. Don't know. I just feel like everyone's kind of attacking that game, and then there's only certain pieces I want.
See, this is
like, what are the pieces of that game that you actually want to play? Like, are you a
Boyd.
Surefield man?
Not really, no.
I like Auden Tate's the one everyone's playing because he's cheap, but a lot of people are playing Keyshawn Johnson because he's also cheap. But I think that Surefield's a better play over Keyshawn Johnson if you're going to pay down.
I would agree
for
with
random
that.
Cardinals
I would agree with
receiver,
that. I think Boyd's perfectly fine at his own price.
and he's the one no one's owning.
Exactly, and Dalton
Fitz and Boyd are the two getting under owned because they're too expensive.
Dalton's. I really do think his ownership would be 7-8% higher this week if he had just looked functional on Monday Night Football. And I think as soon as he laid an egg that size, I knew I was going to be a little bit more all in just because I think he scared enough people away. We've seen enough history of Andy Dalton underperforming in obvious smash spots where I don't know if his ownership gets that high. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, he's projected
I
as
like Kyle Allen, but I also like Jameis Winston quite a bit this week.
I can see Jameis.
Jameis is fine.
So like I put
Jameis
together
is the GPP quarterback. So
like here is my double up with the Buck stack. It's Winston, Kamara, James White, Godwin, Evans, Geronimo, Delaney Walker, Chris Thompson, and the Bengals. I think that's a good lineup.
It seems a bit risky for double ups, but hey, you're the king of double ups. Who knows?
I do like to think of myself as the official ambassador for the double ups on this show. Yeah,
For the $2 double up pool?
this is a $5 one. I'm getting a little bit richer. I've been winning.
Oh, yeah, you've been winning some bucks, getting too big for your britches. $5 double ups. Watch
There
out.
are like $100 double ups. I was like, oh my
we
goodness,
went over
we
this
went. Yeah,
last week.
there's $10,000 double ups, Tim.
that I can't even begin to fathom that.
Well, maybe if you got some guts, you can play in some. I'm playing
Sure.
the $100 single entry this week. I'm trying to figure out, like, that's the problem. Like, by the time I have my golf repertoire figured out of, like, the tournament selection that I like,
Right.
I know all the good tournaments. My tournament is the best tournament on DraftKings because there's no rake, but I instantly play that anyway. It's the Pat Mayo Experience Listeners League that if people sign up for quickly. It's full now. But if you can get it filled by, like, Friday, we'll get that juiced up because they made it smaller this week, only 3,500 people. We can get that, if we can consistently get that to 5,000 per week, $75,000 of guaranteed money, that's huge.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Huge. Like the golf one was doing 5K, 6K a week. I can't understand why the football one's not. Guess more people like golf than they like football. Who watch this show anyway.
There we go.
But I'm using Brady in that, but I didn't go like full stack. Like, put it this way, my single entry lineup doesn't have Jeremy Sprinkle in it.
No.
Sprinkles! Come here, Sprinkles! You got to get Tim with 1 gig fit as we go along.
Excuse me.
Sunday morning tradition. So, I'm using the Bears in Survivor.
Oh, that's risky, Biz.
Well, here's the thing. Can you explain to me, like, I always like to think about these games when I think about stacks, is how these games are going to go.
Is it
And if-
raining in London? I just assume it's raining in London.
And if I can predict, I mean, I don't predict these accurately all this much, but it's the same sort of key to showdown is tell yourself the story of the game and how the game is going to go.
Yeah, you have to pick a narrative.
Yeah, then you pick your narrative, then you construct your team around that. What's the most likely outcome for that to happen? Who stands to benefit the most? Then use those guys. It's always the best way to approach this. So, Tim, since you think the Raiders are going to win this game, can you please spell out the game plan and how this game goes? I'm very curious.
I think the Bears offensively are quite challenged, and I don't trust Chase Daniel as far as I can throw him. And I think the Raiders, while they don't have the playmakers the Bears have on defense, I think they're no slouches either. And I sort of think that in a neutral site game, that the Bears, obviously there's no advantage one way or the other when it comes to fans. I just think the Raiders played pretty darn well last week against a pretty good team on the road. That was impressive. They played well in all of their games pretty much. They haven't looked bad in any of them. They've looked better in some than others. But I think the Raiders are a very competent team. And I think they're the better coached team right now. And I don't know what else to say other than I just think Daniel's not going to have a bad game. I think there's going to be turnovers. And I think if the Raiders can get up 7-0, the Bears are in a world of trouble because I don't think they can score. So I think a Raiders team, which is injured, but I think very well coached, is going to end up winning this game like 20-10.
Yes, from the audience.
We got London, UK, partly cloudy, 62 degrees Fahrenheit, no rain in the forecast until like 10 p.m. So
Seems lovely.
I don't know. I don't know what 62
Yeah,
is.
I don't know. What's
it's 17 degrees Celsius.
Oh, 17 degrees
Really?
Celsius. All right.
So it's like
So it's exactly the same weather as it is here today.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, kind of
Well,
wet.
we are
but
part of the Commonwealth. so
kind
that
of
makes
wet,
sense.
but not raining. Bit cloudy. 17 degrees.
Okay.
That's great football weather, by the way.
Perfect football weather.
It's fantastic. So the way I see it is that I think that Chase Daniel for this team is actually an upgrade over Mitch Trubisky because he makes fewer mistakes.
I don't know if I would use the word upgrade, but I think he's definitely not a
that's a hot take.
downgrade.
I don't think that's
Yeah,
a hot
that's
take.
a hot-
I think that Mitch Trubisky actively gets them into problems. And if Tim's right, like if the Raiders can get up 10-0 in this game, I think that it's harder for them to come back with Chase Daniel than it is with Trubisky.
Sure, but I think the odds of them getting down 10-0 are very slim.
So if we look so far at the season, who have the Raiders played? They played the Broncos and beat them. And then they lost to, who did they lose to in week 2?
The Chiefs, but they were leading the
Chiefs, yeah.
Chiefs through the first half.
Yeah, and then didn't
no,
even
they
cover-
weren't leading them for the first half. That was Patrick Mahomes' 4 touchdowns in the second
Oh, yeah, that's
quarter
true,
game.
yes. Yeah,
First quarter, sorry, is what I meant to say. I misspoke.
So at halftime, they were down by like 20 points.
Yes.
I think
So-
they were down 11, yeah.
They got boat raced by the Chiefs. Couldn't cover a teaser for Tim that week. Then they got stomped by the Vikings.
Yep.
Yeah, in their
and-
first road
and-
game and played poorly.
And then they beat the Colts, minus Malik Hooker and Darius Leonard. Darius Leonard out again.
And
for this-
T.Y. Hilton.
And T.Y. Yeah, T.Y. Hilton didn't play that game.
Massive
But
losses
T.Y.
on
Hilton
that
is
game.
likely to play tonight.
Sure.
Can I get a coffee
Still
too,
put up-
please?
They
Top
still
me
put
up.
up.
Thank you,
They
sir.
still put up 31, and they played. I'm just saying, people began this season thinking the Raiders are going to be one of the very worst teams, and they're not. Right? They're an 8-8, middle of the pack type of team, and I don't think they're quite getting the. I mean, I like the Bears. I picked the Bears to go to the Super Bowl. Like, I'm not an anti-Bears team. I just think the belief in Chase Daniel is silly, and I don't think he's that good.
Anyway, they're my super lock of the week.
Yeah.
I got them at -4.5. It moved up to -5.5. It's now -6.5 for the Bears. So I'm glad it's not. I'm glad it's not stalled because I know a lot of people like the Bears
Yes.
this week. It's a very chalky pick, but the way I see it is that Chase Daniel isn't going to actively throw them out of this game. He's not going to take a bunch of shots downfield. They're going to try to run the ball. Like you mentioned, like Tariq Cohen is going to be someone who's highly involved in this game. And unless they throw a wheel route to him, which if in that case, he's going to be wide open down the sidelines, it's just going to be a bit of dink and dunk and just throw up some balls for Allen Robinson. Like, that's going to be the entire game plan, run the ball. But the biggest thing about this game is and why I say that Chase Daniel's actually an upgrade for this specific Bears team is that he's not going to turn the ball over and make stupid mistakes. And what are the Raiders going to do against this defense?
Yeah.
In a Khalil Mack revenge scenario.
Yeah.
And they're down their best player.
Look, I agree with you.
Derek Carr's healthy. They're not down their best player.
You know what's not going to work for Derek Carr this week? His ridiculous floaters that he tosses up that are jump balls. The Bears are just going to take that and run the other way with it.
I don't know. The Raiders are on bye they're bye next week. They're kind of on bye this week.
What a statement.
That is ludicrous.
Ludicrous.
How much did you like Mitch Trubisky?
This is why you're listed as an insane person.
Trubisky's really good, and the Raiders, just threw me out of suicide, threw me out of reverse suicide last week. I have a lot of respect for that team.
Again, this is
you didn't have a whole lot of respect for them last week when you bet against them in suicide and took them in reverse suicide.
No, but I've learned my lesson. That's the one thing that
I think you learned the wrong lesson.
No, I learned my lesson.
The lesson should be, oh, wow, maybe I shouldn't trust the Colts when they're down 2 of their 3 best players.
Like we were chatting before the show, I learned my lesson never to have your DK lineup all with 2 o'clock guys. You make the mistake once, then you don't make it again.
Just take the best guys. It doesn't matter when they play. Just take the best, actively best guys.
I always win when I have guys at 5 o'clock and I could have stormed back.
Gotta come back, Tim.
We gotta ban this time zone from Tim.
It drives me insane, but I can't fight it anymore.
So what are your favorite bets of the week? Do you have a prop like your hot Rosen tip?
Is there an under on Mariota?
I hit every other one of my props aside from that one. It hurt. Yeah, I mentioned Cohen. Cohen at 2.5 seems super low for catches.
Ice cream Cohen.
Ice cream
I was
Cohen.
considering benching him in our keeper league this week.
Well, again, you hate the Bears for whatever reason.
It's him or Chris Thompson. I've got to play one of the two.
I don't think that the 2-game sample where he had 23 targets from Daniel in 2 games is something that's going to be sustainable, but Daniel threw to the running backs 39% of the time in his 2 starts in 2018. That's clearly he does, as you said, he does not want to force the ball down the field, and that benefits Cohen, who's, from a snap share perspective, playing the exact same role the last 3 weeks as he's played in those 2 games, so I've got no problem with Cohen. I'm going to tail you on your Cole Beasley thing, too. It just, until it doesn't work, I think you kind of just have to keep coming back to it.
Cole Beasley, 16-1 for first touchdown.
They don't let Bees in the end zone.
They don't let Bees in the end zone. You can't have Bees in there.
Can't have Bees in here.
So here's the 2 passing props from that game. Josh Allen, over under 0.5
touchdowns, I know.
But it's minus 220 right now.
Yeah.
So everyone's bet the over on that. Mariota, 1.5 touchdown passes. The under has been bet up to minus 240.
There's value on the over then.
I mean, it's plus 170, but I just
I
don't
don't
see
If Tom Brady couldn't do it, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I question Marcus Mariota's ability to do it.
It's only 2 passing touchdowns. We're not talking about splitting the atom here.
It's also Marcus Mariota.
Did Dalton do it? Dalton did do it, didn't he? Or did Mixon get it?
Yes, he did. I don't think Mixon scored.
So Dalton is and how did the Jets scored a defensive touchdown and Ryan Griffin scored in week 1.
Yeah.
So the Bills are 3-1 against giving up.
Yeah, Mosley took the first or second pass of the game back for 7. Yeah.
Yeah, and Berkeley scored a quick touchdown against them in week 2. So I'm not even sure that Dalton ended up with the 2 passing touchdowns. They could have a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who scored in that game.
I don't really remember. I think it was Tyler Boyd or potentially John Ross.
Ross? No, I think it was the game Ross didn't score a touchdown.
But I mean, I forget how they ended up getting to the points. Could have been a bunch of field goals for all I remember.
I just remember Knox making a big play.
Knox is great. Guy's a real highlight reel. My friend Bill would love him. He loves highlight reel players. Favorite player of all time, Brandon Lloyd. Couldn't catch anything wide open, but if you threw it triple coverage on the sidelines, he'd somehow make a one-handed catch
he's
and
gonna
get
come
both
down with
toes
that
in.
ball. Sure.
You think he loved him more than Anquan Bolden?
He loved be bold. Yes, he's just like Brandon. Anquan Bolden gets me hype. Guy's a gamer.
Got his face is half metal.
But that's how. Remember that? That was against the Jets, wasn't it? Arizona against the Jets when he got wiped out in the end zone, then just randomly came back 2 weeks later.
Yeah, that was bad.
So we're going to start calling for questions here in a minute. Not quite yet. I want to make a show parlay. I parlayed my Super 7 together. I bet the Bills on the spread. I bet the Patriots on the spread earlier in the week, and I bet the Bears on the spread. Those are the 3 spreads that I like. But what just randomly do we like from this week? And we'll throw all those on. Spreads or over-unders. I like the over in that Cardinals-Bengals game.
Yeah, I was gonna say my current parlay that I laid the most on was just over 46.5 Bengals Cardinals, and I'll take the Patriots minus 16.5.
You're 16.5 you like?
Yeah. Again, I think that spread should be 20.
All right.
It's not a super appealing number. I understand that, but I don't see how the Patriots don't wax the floor with Washington.
So Cardinals, Bengals over 46.5. Patriots, Redskins, Patriots minus 16.5. Tim, what would you like to contribute to this? And you can't pick the Bears or Raiders because I'm picking the Bears.
Okay. Giants money line.
No.
And
No.
San Francisco
No.
minus 3.
That's
No.
not serious. The Giants money line's not even paying out like you would expect it to pay out.
The Giants
All right,
money.
well then we'll
It's
take
only
the
plus
Giants against
200.
the number then. All right, we'll take the Giants against the number then.
All right. Giants plus 5.5 is going on.
Yeah. And San Francisco minus
No,
3.
we're not touching the Monday night game. We have to make all of our
Let's
bets.
decide this.
All right, the under in the Colts Chiefs game.
Oh my God.
Tim.
I don't think the Colts are going to score that many points.
Yeah,
It doesn't get to the over when the Colts score 10 points.
Yeah, but it might get to the over if the Chiefs score 60.
I don't think so.
All right, let's not
Yeah,
use
let's
any of Tim's
let's
picks.
get this settled
Yeah,
by like 5 o'clock.
Tim, you
Yeah,
can make your own.
you're right.
You can make your own parlays.
I do. And I've won one already this year for the people.
That was actually a teaser that you hit.
It's a teaser parlay, yes.
No, it's a teaser. Parlay is something different.
The technical name is a teaser parlay.
All right. Well, when you say parlay, people hear one thing. When you say teaser, people hear another thing.
I know. I'm just saying.
But you're not. Now you're actively trying to confuse people with your bad picks.
Okay. Well, no, my picks are actually pretty good this year.
Are they? I'm looking at it. You're 1-3 on teasers, and you're 6-50 lifetime.
Yeah, well, that means I'm due.
You're only 2 on Thanksgiving. Anyway, are we
And
touching
when I
this?
go on vacation.
Are we teaching this? Touching this Steelers Ravens game at all? Because I really like the
Right.
Ravens.
I was just you could talk me to the over.
We're taking the Steelers in Super 7 because the guy I play it with really, really loves the Steelers this week.
I really like the Ravens this week.
I like the Ravens more too, but I get why a person would want to take Pittsburgh getting points at home.
How about under 39 Bills Titans?
I like that.
Or so we'll take the under 39 Bills +3 at plus money now.
No, I don't think so. I don't think the Bills are in a good spot here.
I think the Bills are in a great
Yeah,
spot.
I would
No,
have.
they let the division off their racket last week. I think they could have really.
Yeah, well, there's the rest of the season to play now, and they played really good against the
And I also don't
Patriots.
think, again, I don't think that's one of those losses where you're like, oh, they're so demoralized. Let one slip away against the Patriots.
Really?
Not really.
Really?
They,
You don't think they're demoralized that they let a game at home against the Patriots that they should have won off their racket isn't demoralizing?
I mean, their
Not
their
really.
quarterback they were pressing.
they were
their
down
quarterback got hurt.
13. Their quarterback got hurt. Like
that's the definition of a deflating loss.
they showed. I think they showed themselves. I think they proved. That, if anything, they're hype. They proved themselves. They're almost on the same level as the Patriots.
No, I think the Titans knock them dead.
The
Again,
Falcons-
my not. I won't say foolproof because I often bet Titans games wrong. But I felt so strongly. The most strongly I felt about a bet all season was that the Titans would beat the Falcons last week, and the entire reasoning was they win games they're not supposed to win, and the Titans to win 2 consecutive games doesn't feel like something that's going to happen.
And Jeff made the point on last week's show, and he locked in Tennessee as a super lock, is they are a big problem for finesse teams.
Yes.
Like, they grind it out, but they're basically playing the better
Buffalo's a better version of that.
Yeah, Buffalo's
yes.
the better version of Tennessee right now, except they run the ball not as well, but they have Josh Allen, who's way better than Marcus Mariota.
Also, they've got Cosmic Mojo on their side.
This is true. How about over 43 Jets-Eagles?
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, the Jets will score points in
they'll
that.
score
They'll
some
score
points.
13.
Robbie Anderson, 80-yard touchdown, hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be
so
fantastic.
we have over Bengals Cardinals, under Bills Tennessee, over Jets and Eagles, Patriots spread, Bears spread, 6.5 and minus 16.5. That pays 25 to 1.
Don't hate it.
All right. So for the show purposes, we'll put 25 on 25 to 1. There we go. Let's hope that's a winner, Garion.
Well, I'm going to bet it too for solidarity.
For solidarity, Tim, you in?
Yeah, I think I like all those bets.
All right.
except for anything to do with the Bears.
Are you ready to start taking some questions from the audience?
Yep.
All right. Well, I do want to let everyone know before we end the audio feed that every Sunday morning, Gary and Tim and I will be here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time for the live, which you can always catch the first hour on demand in podcast form after the fact. On the iTunes feed, all that fun stuff. And the live chat starts at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, which will not be included because we want to get the audio podcast and the bad information up. To any final information here? Nothing new?
Nothing yet.
All right. So I guess we'll say
Good
goodbye.
job, news desk.
What?
I mean, I can only report what's there, Tim.
I'm trying to say goodbye to the audio listeners. Tim's fucking it up like usual. Classic stuff here. Classic stuff. You know what you're getting on the Pat Mayo experience. But it is time for the question, so I will bid adieu to all of the audio listeners. Good luck in week 5. Right. Tim, would you like to go over the rules for the chat?
I would love to. Number 1, if you bring up Mark Ingram in any way, shape, or form, you are banned for life.
Yep.
Second, if you just give the last name of a player, we are going to assume the best possible player.
No, the worst
And
possible player.
Or the worst possible player. So don't waste your time. Put an initial or a name to go with it, unless it's something completely uncommon. If you start answering other people's questions in the chat, you will be banned for life. If you spam the chat by asking the same question over and over and over again, you will be banned for life.
If I don't like you, you'll be banned for life.
If you ask pickup questions or trade questions in any way, shape, or form, you will be banned for life. And while these aren't show rules, if you ask a question with any emojis or with more than 5 names, I'm not going to like it.
Yes, question, sir.
How many bans does Tim get this week? Did we
Well, since
decide?
we cut him out of the parlay.
Yeah.
I'll give him. We cut both of his picks out. I'll give him an extra 2 bans for that. But if his Raiders Bears take, I find very. I'll give him
Yeah, it's
-2 for that.
Okay, but if I'm right about that, I'm getting like 10 bans next week.
I was gonna give you 4 for this week. That's pretty generous, I think.
No, that's fair. But if I get the Raiders one right, I should get back all these and more.
Okay, then you don't get any
yeah.
for 4 weeks if you don't get it right.
No. That's
So
not fair.
you risk nothing in this.
Okay, well, if you've taken 2 off me this week, I get my 2 back and 2 extra next week.
You know what? I'll give you 2-1 on your bans for the Raiders money line.
All right, I'll take that.
So you get 4 next week just off the hop if the Raiders end up beating the Bears. All right, questions. First one up. Pick 2, standard format, non-PPR. Alshon, DJ Moore, Will Fuller, Allen Robinson, MVS, Terry McLaurin, or Josh Gordon. That's
Oh my
a lot of
God.
decent options.
That's
I would go
I don't want to
with...
pull the Tim card here, but that was way
too
too
many
many
names.
names for me to remember.
All right, I will just... we go over 5 names, I'll just answer.
Okay.
Because I can see them on the screen here. I'll go Alshon Jeffrey, and it's either Allen Robinson or Josh
Robinson?
Gordon.
This
or-
might be a Josh Gordon week. It has to happen sooner or later,
So
right?
Alshon and Josh Gordon would be
Yeah.
my 2 picks. And then Allen Robinson and MVS would be next.
Yep.
Sammy Watkins or Sony Michel PPR? I'll take Sammy
Yeah,
Watkins.
Sammy.
He's expected
Agreed.
to play. Who do I start? Full point PPR. This is from Zach. Cortland Sutton, Stefan Diggs, DJ Chark, Austin Hooper. I think it's Austin Hooper. I think Hayward
Oh.
shuts down Cortland Sutton here. That's
Yeah.
why Sanders
I
has
guess till Chark stops scoring touchdowns every week, you got to take Chark.
I think
I think it's
Bradbury's
Hooper.
going to be all over Chark.
Hooper's just been great
Hooper's been amazing.
every week. And this is a very, very good matchup for all the elements of the Falcons passing game.
So Hooper for me.
I would take Hooper too.
I would take Chark.
Gallman or Montgomery? Flea market. I'll play Gallman.
Gallman.
Yeah, Gallman.
Prescott or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
I'll play Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'll play Rodgers.
Amari Cooper or Allen Robinson II? Play Amari.
That's Amari.
Yeah.
That's Amari.
His numbers in Dallas are crazy.
Like better than most people?
He's averaging like 110
Are you
yards and
worried
a
though?
touchdown and a half.
A Cobb revenge touchdown is coming to steal one from him.
He'd have to be good to actually steal a touchdown.
Hey, he does things.
does do things.
Jalen Samuels or Stefan Diggs?
Ugh, Diggs.
Diggs. Yeah.
Need him to be good.
Yeah, we know you need him to be good. That's why he's terrible.
I had an opportunity. Anyway, sorry. Never mind.
And the
Let's
Giants'
go on.
pass defense is so
Well,
bad.
Tim, after week 1, traded Antonio Brown for Stefan Diggs.
remember
Thought he was
this.
making bank. But
To be fair, he has won that
no,
trade, but-
he hasn't because he's been playing Diggs every week.
That's-
so it's
I was
active.
also
Yeah.
offered at the time Brown for Cooper, and I elected Diggs over.
Let's see here. Next one. Berkeley or Mariota? I don't think that matters. I play Mariota since Berkeley's not
you mean
playing.
Matt Barkley?
Yeah, I
I
guess
think
so.
it does.
Oh, this
and
guy,
there's not.
this guy's answering chat questions. He's banned for life. Saints D or Texans D? I like Saints D this week.
No,
Saints do.
Texans D.
Okay. Dorsett or James White in the flex? I like
White.
Dorsett.
I would say White.
White always want the running back.
Even in half point? Now, you can't say you always want the running back when you start answering receivers at flex over running backs. You
I
realize
always
that.
mean when it's close.
Okay.
You should have just said always White. That's
Tim's
your
motto,
set in
always
stone
White.
rule.
Yeah, when in doubt, James White. When in doubt, James White is my pick.
Pick 2, half point. James White, Wayne Gallman, Shady, and Josh Gordon. Gallman and McCoy.
White.
I would say
Gallman,
White and McCoy.
You would play White over Gallman and half point?
Yeah.
And you would play White over Josh Gordon?
Yeah.
Really?
I will.
I like White, but I like White the least of those 4 guys.
Really?
Yeah. Larry Fitz or Amari Cooper?
Amari.
Larry Fitz.
Cooper.
Josh Jacobs or Julian Edelman? I'd go with Julian Edelman.
No, Jacobs. I think he plays well today.
I'm gonna go with Edelman.
Damian Williams, Me Cole, Hard Man, Calvin Ridley, or Hollywood Brown as a flex. I'll go with Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, Brown.
He's been so close to
Brown
such gigantic games the last 2 weeks.
just over Ridley.
I think Ridley
Close
gets
to
back on track.
DJ Chark or Chris Thompson, PPR?
Chark.
I'll go Thompson.
Thompson.
Fuller, Demarcus Robinson, Philip Dorsett. I like Dorsett.
Dorsett. Yeah.
Devonta Freeman or Frank Gore? Frank Gore.
Freeman.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Freeman.
Hollywood or Diggs? Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Diggs.
Diggs is his answer to every question.
No, it's not, but it is here.
Gallman, Sony, or Montgomery? Flea market. Gallman for me. Zeke or Cook in DK Cash? I'd play Cook in DK Cash. If that's your choice.
In a cash
play
game, I'd play Zeke.
Huh? Really? I'd play Zeke in GPPs.
I feel like he's gonna be popular this week.
He's not as popular as Cook.
I don't know.
Cook and McCaffrey both project over 25%.
Green Bay's giving up more than 5.5 adjusted line yards per carry. They're awful against the run. I'll just take
Derrick Henry or Jordan Howard? I'll play Derrick Henry. Even in the bad matchup.
I agree.
MVS, James White, or Hollywood Brown in a GPP? I like Hollywood
White.
Brown.
Yeah, in a GPP, Brown.
White.
How much ownership do you think MVS is going to have?
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be that much.
I think it's going to be tough to figure out.
I think he's
it'll
one of
be
those guys you play in a season-long league, but I'm not sure if I want that much exposure in DFS.
I think it's a good play, kind of. But like Hollywood Brown is exactly the same sort of play, but he's safer. And
Yeah, no, I agree.
Probably lower owned.
I'm not quite sure where MVS is going to fall in the ownership spectrum.
Flex, David Montgomery or Jarvis Landry? Go with David Montgomery.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with-
Montgomery.
I'm going to go with Jarvis there.
Robbie Anderson, Royce Freeman, or Cortland Sutton? I like Robbie Anderson.
Robbie.
This week.
Yeah, Anderson.
John Brown or Chark? I like John Brown.
John Brown.
Chark.
Fuller, Dorsett, or Demarcus Robinson?
I think we did this one already, but Dorsett.
It's from someone different.
Yeah.
I'll go
Okay.
Dorsett. Montgomery, Eckler, or MVS? Pick 2. Eckler and MVS.
Eckler and Valtis Scantling, yes.
Yeah.
Higher upside, Gallman or James White? I think it's Gallman.
Gallman got 3 rushing touchdowns.
Gallman's going to get goal
Yeah.
line work, and we don't
Yeah.
know if James White will. So the
Just
higher
a
upside.
bad matchup.
Yeah, it's not great. Is Josh Allen not playing? Did that come out? Someone just said if Josh Allen was playing, I would pick the Bills to cover. I thought for sure he was playing.
I thought that wasn't even up in the air.
Or are people like 3 days behind the times on news, unless there's like
They're
breaking.
talking about the Josh Allen, who's a defensive lineman.
Yeah, Josh Allen has cleared the concussion protocol.
Yeah, he's
expected to play.
yeah, Josh Allen playing.
I haven't seen anything.
This guy's
Josh
just,
Allen cleared.
let's see. Josh Gordon or David Montgomery? Josh Gordon.
Yeah, Josh Gordon.
Josh
Yes.
Gordon. Josh Gordon or Larry Fitzgerald? Larry Fitzgerald.
Fitz.
Gordon.
Here's a guy we haven't talked about yet, and I'm glad this Andrew Jeffrey, shout out, because I meant to bring this guy up in that Bears Raiders game. Would you play in a DK GPP Keyshawn Johnson, Auden Tate, or Javon Wims? Chase Daniel likes Javon Wims.
I get, but look,
The answer is Tate.
yes,
But-
it's Tate.
yeah.
But my thoughts on Wims are, I understand he's cheap. I can understand the path to him being successful. But at the same time, you can only like so many Bears in the same game. And if we've agreed that Allen Robinson can have a big game, and if we'd agreed that Tariq Cohen is going to be involved in this game, I just don't know how many high leverage targets Javon Wims is going to get.
Fair enough. Tate's the answer, although he's
Yes.
going to be incredibly chalky. I think that's decent chalk to bite because it saves you so much, and you can do it running back what you want to. Darrell Williams or James White? I like White.
James White.
Mohamed Sanu or MVS? I'll take MVS.
MVS, yeah.
MBS.
Pick 2. Auden Tate, Golden Tate, Stefan Diggs, Will Fuller. I'll go Auden Tate and Will Fuller.
I agree.
I'll take Golden Tate and Will Fuller. I think he's back off the mat in the first game. I think he plays well.
I wonder what those two receivers have in common.
He's their best option.
Scantling or Jalen Samuel? Or Curtis Samuel, sorry.
Oh, okay.
He's just talking to himself like a maniac over
I
there.
think
Well,
he
no, I
just realized
started hearing you trying to
they're
say
both
there.
Notre Dame players.
Hey, Tim didn't realize that?
He didn't realize that apparently.
I'll play MVS over Curtis Samuel.
I agree.
Yes.
All flex league with tight end premium. Would you play? I don't know what that means, but
I have
Guess you
no
get
idea.
extra
what that
points if
I
you flex a
assume
tight
it,
end.
yeah, but it doesn't say what the extra points are.
It's like your fantasy league where you got a point for your coach.
I think it means it's 1.5
Yeah,
PPR for
per
tight
reception,
ends,
sure.
or it could be if it's 9 points for tight
15,
ends.
maybe 15 yards. Yeah. I don't
Trey
know.
Burton, Duke Johnson, or Javon Wims.
Oh,
Jones.
man.
I like Duke Johnson in this matchup.
Yeah.
So I'll take Duke Johnson.
Duke.
Start 2. Edelman, Hollywood, Boyd, or John Brown. I go Boyd and Hollywood.
I agree.
Boyd and Brown.
Boyd and Brown. You're not playing. Wait, which Brown? There's 2 Browns.
You said
I think he means John Brown.
You play John
Yeah.
Brown over Hollywood Brown?
no. Hollywood Brown and Boyd.
Okay. That's the right answer. So it's fine. As long as he got there, it's fine.
If Tyrell Williams is out, which it's looking like he will be,
Yeah.
MVS or Waller. Probably play
Waller.
Waller.
I play Waller.
Waller's-
Hardly newer, Tim.
You want to talk about a slate breaker? There's your slate breaker.
Yeah, it's funny how far you've come in 2 weeks when I gave out a prop of over 4.5 catches and you said that was dead
Yes.
money.
I learned my lessons.
Sit 2.
Okay.
T.Y. Hilton,
Sure.
probably not. Mike Williams, John Brown, Mecole Hardman.
Hardman.
Hardman and Brown.
I would play Hilton and Williams, put it that way.
Agreed.
Yes. David Montgomery, Damian Williams, or Juju. We didn't talk about Juju's toe.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I'm playing
Well, Juju.
If he plays, you have to play Juju
Yeah.
there.
Yes. Yes, you do. You do.
Who would you play over Juju if that?
Maybe Montgomery.
Come on.
I think all these
that's-
guys are in the same bucket. Like Mason Rudolph sucks. For
No,
one thing. He hates Juju
I
and
get
Juju's
that.
hurt.
No, but whatever. I'm playing Juju. Come on.
I still just don't have that much faith in
What
David
are
Montgomery.
Juju's props this week? I didn't even think about that.
They weren't listed until this morning.
He's a nice cheap buy on DK too. If you were looking to
He's
get
not cheap.
I'm not looking to play him on DK.
But he's not cheap. Player total receptions, Juju 4.5.
I like the over on that.
Longest
Why?
reception? Longest
'Cause I
reception,
think-
Juju?
he's young
24
and he's
and a half?
Still a supreme talent.
Well, I'd be a little more afraid about attacking longest reception than maybe just total volume. Because as we saw, he has the ability to just break one
Sure.
off for 70 yards.
His over-under yardage is 63 and a half.
Over.
You should definitely go bet all those. I don't like them super much either way.
Again, I like the over in that game. So betting some prop unders is a little nerve-wracking, but yeah. Look, I don't think he's in a fantastic spot this week. I would completely avoid him on DK because his price point hasn't fallen far enough, nearly.
Right. Here's one. Pick one running back, one wide receiver. Melvin Gordon, David Montgomery, Chris Godwin, Stefan Diggs. I think it's Melvin and Godwin.
I would say Montgomery. And
I have to agree. Melvin and Godwin. Godwin for certain.
Okay. Juju, Melvin Gordon, Devonta Freeman. There it's Juju and Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sony Michel or Emmanuel Sanders? I'll take the Colonel.
Yes, I will take the Colonel
Yeah.
as well. He's equally had a very good fantasy season. He's not being
Agreed.
talked about.
And I mean, the one tight end that we didn't bring up that you can save money on, we talked about, joked about the sprinkler as a part of a game stack. I think Noah Fant against the Chargers is actually a bad matchup for the Chargers. Anyone who's not covered by Casey Hayward against the Chargers is in a really good
pretty
spot.
good spot.
Poor Jeff. He's going to have a heck of a watch today, isn't he?
I hope they win by 1.
Like 99% of us will be watching Dallas, but he'll be watching the Chargers.
I mean, you can just watch both games at the same time. It's not super difficult.
I don't know how to do that.
Brissett or Matt Ryan? I'll take Matt Ryan.
Take Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I will take Matt Ryan as well.
Mixon or Melvin Gordon? I'll take
Mixon.
Mixon.
I'll take Mixon.
Hollywood Brown, T.Y. Hilton, Sterling Shepard, Demarcus Robinson, sit 1.
I will be sitting Demarcus Robinson.
I think I'll sit Sterling Shepard. Just only because I like those. I like Hollywood Brown. I like T.Y. Hilton. I think where you get into it is Sterling Shepard and Demarcus Robinson. But because I like those two guys
So much,
I
yeah.
might as well just roll the dice that
High
Demarcus
upside
Robinson
guy.
just has a huge game.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
I don't
later.
see Sterling Shepard having. I could see Sterling Shepard having a
6
good
for
game.
67, something like that.
And maybe he scores a
Golden
touchdown.
Tate, I think with Tate coming back and Golden Tate probably having a pretty good game.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'd sit Sterling Shepard, although I like all 4 of those guys. Calvin Ridley, Mike Williams, Deontay Johnson. Mike Williams.
Mike
Calvin
Williams, yeah.
Ridley.
Flex, PPR play. MVS or Will Fuller the Fifth.
MVS.
That's an interesting one.
I'll take MVS.
I'll take MVS, but I don't think Fuller's that far off.
Standard League running back, Royce Freeman or Miles Sanders? I'll take Royce Freeman.
Miles Sanders.
Nah, I'm gonna take Royce Freeman.
Are you just taking everyone against the Jets?
Not everyone, but in fact, I think that's the first Eagle I have taken all day.
Not a lot of Eagles questions. To tell you
No,
the truth.
Wentz is a good play. The
That's
Jets,
why I have those Philly stacks.
yeah, like the Jets secondary is porous. The front 8 is still pretty. The front 7 is still pretty strong, but the back end is not good. Aguilar's a nice play this week too for that reason.
I mean, with Jeffrey back, I don't know how good of a play Aguilar is. To tell you the truth.
Jeffrey's feast or famine. I think independent on his own.
But Jeffrey hasn't been feast or famine. It's Aguilar who's been feast or famine, and if he's been feasting, it's when the other 2 guys have been out.
That's a fair enough point. I think both receivers are eminently playable in this game.
We're currently at 132 likes for this episode, which is just ridiculous, Garion. So if people can please retweet the show out there, and if we don't get above 200 likes in the next 3 minutes, I'm probably going to shut down the chat. So just the way it's going to go. That's how we're going to do this on a progressive system of likes. If you want to get into a draw of 20 DK bucks, if you've hit the like button, you can leave your DraftKings handle in the comment section. Not the live chat, the comment section. Tell me who your slate breaker for week 5 is going to be on DraftKings. Devonta Freeman or Frank Gore if Singletary sits. Even if Singletary plays, I'd still play Frank Gore.
No, I'm gonna play Freeman there instead of Gore.
I would play
Sucks.
Gore.
He got 8 passes last week.
That's great. And he had to in order to have some relevancy.
Gore's the
Question.
better
He
running
did.
back.
Did he do it or did he not
He
do
did.
it?
Okay, then we'll just play everyone who was good last week then, who just had an
Yeah,
outrageous
Garion.
amount of questions. He sucked all year.
We're
He's
only
still
playing
involved in that
Buccaneers.
offense. I question in this game, in a game where we've already said that we like the under 39.5 points. Frank Gore again needs to score a touchdown. What's his
Sure.
touchdown expectancy in this game?
Probably like 30%. What's Freeman's with his 0 touchdowns? Probably 0%.
Yeah, but I think he's going to
but
get
see,
6
Garion
passes.
questions you.
Yeah, see, I don't like that. I think Ito Smith has a better game.
I mean, he's got a great name.
Yeah. I mean, he has a better
He only-
real life first name.
Yes, he does. We talked about this last week.
Paul.
Tim keeps preaching a Titan smash, but he wants to play Frank Gore, which just doesn't seem to.
Because Frank Gore is.
They don't really
one of my-
correlate. He's not much.
He's one of my favorite players of all time. That's why. So I like to see him play well. I like having him.
Well, at least I like Garion's reasoning for Freeman better than your reasoning of I like that guy.
This
I've liked
guy
him for
a long
years.
time.
No, but listen, Gore tore up a Patriots defense, which we all
He
think is
didn't
pretty
tear
bad.
it up. That's the
But
thing.
he had over 100 yards rushing. You have over 100 yards rushing against that defense. You've torn them up. I'm sorry. That's all there is to it.
Did he have over 100 yards rushing?
Yeah, he did.
I guess so. I trust Tim's ability. To
I know
read
he
a
had the
box
one
score.
really long run.
He broke off a couple like 12,
He had
15
109
yarders.
yards rushing on it. and
Yeah,
he
you
was the
spread
41
109
yard
yards against the Patriots. You've played very well. You've torn them up. I'm sorry.
Look, he's looked
You get your
he's looked
bonus on
quite good.
DK.
But he had one target in that game. If he's not catching passes, he then has to score. So I get where you're coming from. Just I don't like Freeman. I think he's actively bad.
I don't like either, but I would just play Devonta Freeman. I think the ceiling's higher.
Okay. 14-team league, 0.5 PPR. Flex spot. Jordan Howard, Chris Thompson, D.D. Westbrook. I love D.D. this week.
Chris
play Jordan
Thompson
Howard.
in that circumstance.
You're playing
oh,
who?
great.
I'm gonna play Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard's almost Jordan Howard's Frank Gore, except the touchdown expectancy is like 75%.
And I would
Think
play
about
Chris
that.
Thompson.
I would play D.D. If you want to beat up on Carolina, like I mentioned, the run, slot receivers as well.
Yeah.
Kill Carolina. MVS, Calvin Ridley, Carlos Hyde, MVS.
MVS.
MBS.
Godwin or Watkins? I like Godwin.
Godwin.
Tevin Coleman or Naheem Hines? I'll take Hines, actually.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
You should give Tim as many bans as the Jets have wins.
All right. Well, there's the first ban used.
Figure that was coming. Ban for life.
Worth it though. Whoever said that. Good for
Yeah,
you.
that's definitely worth getting yourself banned. Throwing yourself in front of the grenade. I like it. Alshon or Josh Gordon?
Not a hall monitor. Stop putting that up.
It's the best one. I'll go with Alshon.
I'll go with Alshon.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Diggs or DJ Chark? I'll play Diggs.
Chark. No,
Diggs.
Chark.
You take Diggs in
Chark.
every single one.
But
Yeah,
Chark-
wait. Now Chark is
Chark
like
knows
what,
how
a
to
top 15
I
wide
like Chark.
receiver for you?
I like Chark. I'm going to play him until he shows that he can't produce.
All right. Fuller, Ridley, or Breda? I'll play Ridley.
Ridley.
I'm gonna take Fuller there.
Demarcus Robinson, Will Fuller, or Philip Dorsett? PPR.
Dorsett.
Dorsett, yep.
I've got both Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler. Start them both over Sony Michel.
Yes, definitely.
Listen, just because it's one eating the other here, I'll start Eckler and Sony Michel.
yeah.
Because what you're hoping for Melvin Gordon is what Sony Michel does anyway.
It's true. It's true. Also, high touchdown expectancy.
Let's see. Diggs, Melvin Gordon, or David Montgomery? I'll play Melvin Gordon.
Diggs, Melvin.
Yes, I will too.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell, Geronimo Allison, or Philip Dorsett? There I shall take Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
That's a silly question. Ban that person. That's a dumb question.
Wow.
Sorry, Wayne Zamora. You're banned for
That was
life.
For a perfectly
That was the
legitimate
top
question.
the top 5 to 7 running back in every week in every circumstance. The idea that you would question not playing him against like Geronimo Allison.
I'm
bad.
actually with him on this. You're starting
That's-
Le'Veon Bell.
Look, that's fair,
It's an asinine
but he
question.
followed all the rules. He just asked a
Yeah,
question.
but Tim can ban who.
I
Tim
love-
has 4. Well, he has 2 now, but he has open bans of who he wants to
Look,
ban for
I
life.
know Tim's he's open to the fact he's a dictator, but I'm still just a little shocked.
It was an asinine question. Stop asking asinine questions.
Edelman or Josh Gordon? Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon,
Gordon.
James Conner or Damian Williams? James Conner.
James Conner,
Connor.
Peyton Barber or Philip Dorsett? Philip Dorsett.
Dorsett.
Barber.
Would you like to make a bet on that?
No, I don't feel strongly about it. I just think Tampa's going to score a lot of points.
Hollywood Brown or Terry McLaurin? I'll play Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, Brown.
Brown.
Damian Williams or Calvin Ridley? I'll play Damian Williams.
Calvin Ridley.
I'll play Damian Williams there.
This guy asked. Marlon Mack or Josh Howard? I think Josh Howard retired from the Mavericks after he smoked too much weed. So I'll play Marlon Mack.
It's
Agreed.
fair.
Demarcus Robinson or Sterling Shepard? Again, I'll
Yeah.
roll upside and take
Robinson.
Demarcus Robinson.
Shepard.
Cash game QB, Matt Ryan or Brady? I play Brady.
Brady.
Agreed. Brady.
Pick 2. Oh, this one has more than 5, so it's Pat Mayo only.
There we go.
Debo Samuel, Will Fuller, Terry McLaurin, Corey Davis, Carlos Hyde, or Peyton Barber? Will Fuller and Carlos Hyde, I guess. Ugh. Calvin Ridley or Sammy Watkins? I'll play Sammy
Watkins.
Watkin.
Demarcus Robinson or David Montgomery? I'll play Demarcus Robinson.
Yeah, I agree.
Robinson.
2 of 4 standard league. Josh Jacobs, Cortland Sutton, Tyler Boyd, Allen Robinson.
Okay, so I'm
Playing
playing Boyd
Boyd
and I'm
and
playing Robinson.
Jones.
I'm playing, and you're playing Boyd and Jones,
Jacobs.
Tim?
Jacobs. Boyd and Jacobs.
Boyd and Jacobs? I'll play Boyd and Robinson, for sure. Pick 1. Gallup, Gallman, Sutton. Gallman, sorry.
Gallman.
Gallman.
If Mac doesn't play, I need an RB and flex. Well, this question is irrelevant if you put in someone like James White, or James White cannot be an option for this because you're not going to know if Marlon Mack is playing or not, if that's the
People
case.
don't know how. I'm surprised this guy didn't already use his flex spot on somebody on Thursday night. He seems the sort of person who would do that.
Well, Tim, you do have a way to make him stop asking such
No,
questions.
no, this person needs more help than my bands can provide.
So, need an RB and flex if Mac doesn't play. So it's White, Naheem Hines, and Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, you
But
can
again, this is a pointless question.
just play
I'll
Emmanuel
take
Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanders.
And if Mac doesn't play,
You
play
can play
Hines.
Hines, yeah,
Or
it's-
pick up, actually, if Mac doesn't play, drop Hines, pick up Wilkins and play him.
Yeah.
So, but I play Sanders. Let's see. Pick 1. Geronimo Allison. This is a ton of them. Geronimo Allison, Jordan Howard, Chris Thompson, Demarcus Robinson, Philip Dorsett, Auden Tate. Play Demarcus Robinson.
Yeah.
Juju or Geronimo? Play Juju.
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 Geronimo Allison, Mohamed Sanu, Auden Tate.
Tate.
I play Tate.
Geronimo Allison.
Matt Ryan or Jacoby Brissett? Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Gallin, Allen Robinson, or Damian Williams? I'll play Gallin.
Gallman.
Gallman.
This guy asked, please don't ban me.
Okay. Fine.
I'll use my ban on that. Fuck off. You're
What
clogging
a
up the
weird
chat.
thing to write. Huh?
Standard start 2. T.Y. Hilton, Tower, Boyd, Shady, McCoy, or Sammy Watkins. T.Y. and Boyd.
Yep.
Ty and Watkins.
Jameis or Brissett? I'll play Jameis.
Jameis.
Emmanuel Sanders, Hollywood Brown, or Devonta Freeman. Non-point PPR already down 40 points. Play
I'm
Hollywood.
still going to play
though.
Sanders.
Yeah,
I think
Hollywood's at the highest ceiling.
Yeah, I'll play.
Yeah,
I'll
but
play
I
the ceiling
think
guy.
I think Sanders is going to score more points.
Gallman or Shady? PPR. I like Gallman.
I'll take Shady.
I like Gallman.
Oh, this guy's getting banned. This guy said F1 McLaurin.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not even going to fucking answer your
That's
question.
not a part of the weekly rules, but that's such a terrible nickname that needs to go.
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
That sounds like something Americans would come up with.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
It sounds like a very classic, hey, I'm from America. I don't know how to pronounce things from other countries.
but there's an F1 race in the United States now. Like, people should know.
Yeah, but no one.
I don't think
watches
F1's
F1.
super huge in America, Tim.
Oh, I think F1 still does pretty well. It's not NASCAR level. I
God.
bet you F1 does well.
F1 does well everywhere else in the world. Josh Gordon, Colonel Sanders, or Josh Jacobs?
I'll take Josh Gordon.
I'll take Sanders.
I'll take the Colonel.
I'll take the Colonel as well. Golden Tate or Philip Dorsett?
Dorsett.
No, Tate's a lovely player. I'm taking him.
Should I start Diggs, Dede, or Geronimo? I like Dede.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Dede.
He digs to be good, Diggs.
You're all over the place with this Diggs stuff.
I know.
I can't tell if
hate-
he's a top 10 receiver for you or a bottom 10 receiver for you.
I want to trade him so badly, but
Yeah.
no one will trade
Yeah,
him.
it turns out no one wants him. Start
Yeah, I
2.
know. It's a problem.
Watkins, Hilton, Curtis Samuel.
The first two.
Hilton and Watkins.
I agree. Tennessee D or Buffalo D?
Buffalo.
I like
D.
Buffalo D.
Titans D.
Start 2. Allen Robinson, Tyler Boyd, Cortland Sutton, Josh Jacobs.
First two.
Oh, we already had that one. That guy's banned for life. Fuck you for
Right.
putting it twice. Diggs or Hollywood?
Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood.
MVS or Auden Tate, or go to a water bar. This is from Jeff Feinberg. MVS.
I'll say MVS.
Tate.
You're not going to ban him for life, Tim?
No. Jeff means it and all.
I don't know.
Which two? David Johnson / Kiki Cutie or Thielen and Sanu? I'll take
I
Thielen and
hate
Sanu.
Kiki Cutie so much. She's such a terrible player. Oh, my God.
So Thielen and Sanu then.
Yeah, Thielen and Sanu for you?
Ugh.
All right, we're at
just-
the chat just
Just
jumped.
not a playable player in any circumstance. I wouldn't play him in an all Texans league.
Really? All right, Le'Veon Bell or Mike Evans?
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
Better for DK, Samuels, Thomas Jones, or this guy. This is Feinberg. Feinberg, you're getting banned. I'm sorry. He's at least getting put in timeout for clogging up the chat with fucking nonsense. Jeff should know better. He really should. Fuck off. Ruining my show. Juju or Amari?
Amare.
Amara, yes.
Stephen Diggs, Damian Williams, or Marlon Mack?
Mac.
AJ Brown or Alshon Jeffrey? Alshon
Jeffrey.
Yes.
Melvin Gordon or Wayne Gallman?
Gallman.
Gallman or Hyde?
Gallman.
Mixon or Hollywood?
Mixon.
Mixon or Henry?
Mixon.
Henry for me. Auden Tate or Robbie Anderson? I like Robbie Anderson.
Anderson.
Gallman or Hyde? This guy's asking the same questions twice. You're banned for life. Coleman, Gallup, Landry, or John Brown?
In that circumstance, I'm going to roll the dice with Gallup.
I think I'd go with John Brown.
Just go with John Brown.
Prescott or Murray? I'd play Kyler.
I would play Prescott.
Play Kyler.
Okay. Jordan Howard or Sony Michel? Play Sony.
I'm gonna play Jordan Howard.
I'll play Howard.
You should really be playing a lot of Jordan Howard on DraftKings.
I got a couple lineups.
All right.
Or Josh Howard.
Or Josh Howard.
I mean, if I could, I would.
Lots of rebounds and garbage time from Josh Howard. Chris Thompson, Cole Beasley, or Auden Tate. I like the Bees.
I'm gonna take Tate there. Just
I'll take Tate.
Noah Fant or Dawson Knox. I like Fant.
but Knox.
Fant.
I also always forget his first name is Dawson. Dawson Knox. What a
He
name.
is huge.
Yeah. So got quicks and forearms.
DJ Moore, Shady, or Devonta Freeman?
Shady.
Ito Smith, Damian Williams, Eckler. Oh, this guy asked about Mark Ingram. You're banned for life.
Nice.
Chris Thompson, cool, but no, this guy's asking the same question. People are just asking the same questions twice.
Did they get those likes up?
They did. So here's the thing. We're at 328 likes right now. The show ends in 2 minutes, but we'll do an extra 5 minutes if we can get to 450 likes in the next 2 minutes. How about that?
I like it.
Also, hit retweet on the show. That way we can get more viewers and answer more questions. Ready?
Yes.
So here's what and when we do rapid time extra 5 minutes, I just go to the bottom of the chat. All rules are off at that point because I don't have time to ban people. So Philip Lindsay or Sony Michelle?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Sony. Pick 2. Watkins, Sutton, Hilton. I'd sit Sutton.
Yes, I agree.
I would sit Sutton.
Montgomery or Sanders? Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Sanders, I assume. I don't know which one.
Diggs or Golden Tate? Diggs.
Oh, Diggs.
Diggs.
Melvin Gordon or Stefan Diggs? Melvin Gordon.
Melvin.
Yeah, Melvin.
Wayne Gallman, or, because this guy wrote Sam Darnold in the thing, or Emmanuel Sanders. I'll play Sanders.
Yeah,
Love them both.
Sanders.
Gallman.
MVS or Alshon Jeffrey? I'll take
Alshon.
Alshon.
Gallman or Shady? Gallman.
Shady.
Shady.
Aaron Jones or Alshon? Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones.
No time for this. Just one or one here. Let's see. Gore or Bell? Bell.
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 Just went on about
How much he loved Frank Gore.
and Bell. Like, yeah, that's a question with Bell. He's a top 5 guy. Now he's like thinking about it.
No,
Frank Gore.
No, I think he was exasperated by the thought of the question.
Damian Williams, Sterling Shepard, or James White?
White.
James White.
Damian Williams for me.
White's
Cohen or Miles Sanders? I'll go Cohen.
Cohen.
Jacobs or Hyde? Jacobs.
Jacobs, big.
Jacobs. Yeah.
McLaurin or Miles Sanders? I'll play Miles Sanders.
Yeah. I just don't trust his health.
Agreed.
Would you play Mark Andrews, Tim, or Kittle me Timbers?
Kittle's going to have a massive game against that terrible team.
I actually think it's Mark Andrews. One of the big things that we've seen with George Kittle so far this season is the amount of blocking he's doing.
A lot of blocking.
Like his routes run per game are almost half of what they were last year because they ask him to block so much. And if there's one spot where you're going to need the help, it's to block this fearsome foursome that the Browns have coming at Jimmy G.
Yeah, terrifying.
They are terrifying.
They have small bullets just on their behalf.
Would you go Rivers or Kyler? Go Kyler.
Rivers.
Evans or Godwin?
Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin.
This guy says, can you get rid of Dr. Tim, please? No, in fact, I'm getting rid of you. Banned for life. Cohen or Westbrook? I'll play Westbrook.
Yeah, Dede.
Cohen.
Dorsett, Diggs, or Hollywood? Start 2. Sit Diggs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Golden Tate or Robbie Anderson? Robbie.
Robbie.
Need 2. Michelle, Gallman, or Freeman?
Gallman.
Not playing
and
Michelle.
I'll play Michelle and Gallman.
Yeah.
Either Freeman I would bench for those guys. All right. We didn't get to the 410 likes. I'll give it one more minute to get over 450. If not, we're going to get out of here. And now we're just going to go rapid fire, all right?
Yep.
Chark or Sony? Sony.
Chark.
Hardman or Sanders? Sanders.
Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders or Sony Michelle? Sanders. Sanders or Shepard? Sanders. Juju or Waller?
Juju.
Jacobs or John Brown?
Jacobs.
Miles Sanders or Jordan Howard?
Jordan Howard.
James White or Jalen Samuels? James White.
White.
Alshon or Hilton?
Hilton.
Jordan Howard, Edelman, or Mack?
Edelman.
You know, these guys are asking the questions. That's why I can't ban them in time. Jordan Beasley, Hardman, or Diggs?
Diggs.
Beasley.
I'm going to go Diggs there.
Aaron Jones or Melvin Gordon?
Aaron Jones.
It actually says Marvin Gordon, but Aaron Jones, yes.
Could be even better.
Dede or Beasley? Dede.
Dede.
And we have 30 seconds to get to those likes. Josh Jacobs or Alshon Jeffrey?
Alshon.
Jacobs.
Mack or Michelle? Mack. DJ Moore, Hardman, or Auden Tate?
DJ Moore.
Hardman.
Just play DJ Moore.
I'd just play Hardman. Beasley, Hardman, or Diggs? Beasley.
Diggs.
Freeman or Breda? Devonta Freeman or Breda?
Freeman.
Breda.
Mack or Royce Freeman? Mack. James White or Melvin Gordon?
I'll take White.
Pick 2. Damian Williams, Melvin Gordon, Gallman. I'd sit Damian Williams.
I would also not play Williams.
Yeah.
Watkins or Diggs?
Watkins.
Robbie Anderson or Geronimo Allison? Robbie Anderson.
Robbie.
And
Juju or Diggs?
Juju.
Currently
Juju.
at 454 likes.
So we got it. So we have 3 more minutes of these rapid fire questions coming at you. Dalton or Brissett? Dalton.
Dalton.
Minshew or Chase Daniel? Minshew.
Minshew.
Landry or Diggs? I'll play Landry.
Landry.
Diggs.
Would you play Wentz or Brissett? Wentz.
Wentz.
Andrews or Evan Ingram? Play Evan Ingram.
I'm going to play Andrews.
You know,
Ingram.
you know what? I would play Andrews. You're correct on that.
Ingram.
Auden Tate or DJ Moore? Tate.
I'll play more.
DJ Moore.
Brady, Winston, or Kyler? Brady.
Winston.
Mariota-san or Kyler?
Kyler.
Mariota.
Rivers or Josh Allen? Play Josh
Rivers.
Allen.
Rivers.
I'll play Rivers there.
Deontay Johnson or Keyshawn Johnson? I'll take Deontay.
Keyshawn.
Deontay.
MVS or D-Rob? I'll play MVS.
MVS.
Yes.
Sit 1. Josh Jacobs, Damian Williams, or Jalen Samuels? I'd sit Jalen Samuels.
I would sit Samuels.
Yeah, Samuels.
Brissett or Prescott? Prescott.
Prescott.
Mariota or Kyler?
Kyler.
Mariota.
Josh Allen, Kirk Cousins, or Jimmy G? Play Jimmy G.
Yeah, Jimmy G.
Yeah, Jimmy G.
Ravens or Texans D? Texans.
Ravens.
Damian Williams or Marlon Mack?
Mac.
Landry or Dorsett?
Dorsett.
Larry Fitz or T.Y.? Play T.Y.
Hilton.
T.Y.
Waller or Andrews or both and sit Jordan Howard? I'd play both.
Yeah.
I would bench Andrews and play.
Over
And
Jordan.
I don't like Andrews this week.
Okay. Melvin Gordon, Damian Williams, or Marlon Mack? Mack or Damian? Mack. Devonta Freeman or Jalen Samuels?
Samuels.
Yeah, Samuels.
Chark, Diggs, or Golden Tate? Here's the Tim question of the week.
I'm going to take Tate of those 3.
I'd probably take Diggs. MVS or Josh Jacobs? MVS. Dorsett or Jalen Samuels? Dorsett. MVS or Watkins?
Watkins.
Titans or Eags D? I'll take Eags
I'll take
D.
Eags D.
Yes.
Jags D or Panthers D? Panthers. Curtis Samuel or Emmanuel Sanders or Chris Thompson?
Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders for me too. Kyler or Dak?
Ooh, that's close.
Kyler.
I'll take Kyler.
I'll take Kyler. Brady or Baker?
Brady.
Wow.
Hollywood Brown or Beckham? I'll take Beckham.
Beckham.
Sutton or Mack? Play Mack.
Yeah, Mac.
Yes, Mac.
Sony or Hollywood?
Hollywood.
Hollywood Brown.
DeMarcus Robinson? Robbie Anderson. There I'll play DeMarcus Robinson.
I'm going to play Robbie Anderson there.
I like them
Anderson.
both. Let's see. James Conner or Aaron Jones? Play
James Conner.
James Conner.
Yeah,
No,
Conner.
I'm sorry. Aaron Jones.
No, I'll play Connor.
All right, we're running out of time here. We got time for the final 5?
Okay.
You ready? Number 1. Dak or Jameis?
Jameis.
Chargers D or Bills D?
Chargers D.
Bills D.
Bills D.
Melvin Gordon or Emmanuel Sanders?
Sanders.
Chase Daniel, Mason Rudolph, Kirk Cousins, or Josh Allen?
Oh,
Josh Allen.
Kirk Cousins.
Last one of the week.
Kirk Cousins.
All right. Derrick Henry or Aaron Jones?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones for me as well. Last one. Hard Knocks or Trey Burton? I'll play Knox.
Dawson Knox.
Let's do this. All right. For Tim, for Garion, I'm Pat Mayo. You can tune in every Sunday morning, 9:30 p.m. AM, sorry, not PM. That'd be weird. AM Eastern Time on the DraftKings YouTube channel, the Pat Mayo Experience at the PME Facebook page to watch the live shows, get your questions asked. I think we did around 200 or so questions. We actually physically cannot get to them all. We'll be doing this up to the very second. So if you got your question asked, boom. If you got banned for life, fuck you. I hate you. Never come back. Because it turns out the banned for life. You can come back next week. It's just for the rest of the show. My rankings are in the description and comment section of this video. If you have any additional questions, they are ranked sequentially, not out of order. So the guys above will be the guys you play versus the guys below. That easy to figure it all out. And if you want some more reference, you can check out all the shows, the 12 hours of football content that I've already done this week. You can just go check that out. If you want to get to a draw for 20 DK bucks, smash the like button on your way out. Leave your DraftKings handle in the comments section and tell me who the slate breaker is for week 5 on DraftKings. You can check this full show out on demand on the audio or video feeds. I'll be back with the winners and a recap of the week Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the DraftKings YouTube channel. tomorrow with a very, very special guest. All right, I'm Pat Mayo. Thank you all for watching. Good luck in week 5. I'll see you next time.